badass was great.
Let's go!
What's the plan?
Thandiwe Newton plays the first major black woman character, a historic moment in the Star Wars universe.
Of course, there have been incredible characters. Lupita was wonderful in the movie, but you don't actually see her. I'm basically the first woman of color whose skin is seen on camera with a main role. You know, this skin that I have that's a brown hue it's a big deal. And I felt that really keenly because I was a kid that loved these films, and yet there was nobody like me. It's a different thing when you actually feel represented. It's very special.
Hi guys. So Thandiwe Newton, was in the Star Wars series Solo, and basically her character was Val. And she did recognize that she was the first main black woman character who was shown in living flesh. Before her, Lupita Nyong'o was in as the Star Wars series, but Lupita was she played Maz Kanata, and she was basically an alien, so you couldn't see her. She was in a robotic costume. Thandiwe does recognize that Star Wars chose her to show her in living color, and she did say the first woman of color who was a main character and who was there in the Star Wars movie Solo. Now, one thing it is that now that Thandiwe came up a few weeks ago on this whole discussion of her apologizing for her light skin to her dark skin, other dark skin actresses, one of the things is I don't think Thandiwe took away any roles from any dark skinned woman, because right now Viola Davis is acting, Kerry Washington is acting, and all of that stuff. I am not sure where she was coming from with this, because there's going to be a movie soon that is going to star one of our favorite people, and the beautiful Gabrielle Union, and I don't think there's any shortage of roles for black women. I think that Thandiwe may have been upset in that interview, and she may have had an outburst, but she does recognize that she is kind of like a trailblazer, especially for Star Wars. Star Wars is generally watched by men. I remember years ago, probably about 2015, 2016, I taken my children to watch Star Wars with my wife, and we really fell in love with the series. And one of the things was my brother-in-law is a big Star Wars buff. He's been watching this since the 80s, and so that was great. It's a great tradition for the family to go out there. But my daughter doesn't really like it, but my son likes it. My brother-in-law like it. I like it to some extent. So it tends to be more men who like it. And I would not say Star Wars is racist, because Billy D. Williams is one of the first main characters, a black man in there, and so it's very male focused. And I think that with Thandiwe, she's opening doors, and she should not be embarrassed by that, and there's no fault to that, because she's opening doors. If more black women start to watch Star Wars, I am sure they'll create more characters with black women. So Thandiwe, continue to open doors. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, and you may have been upset in that interview, but I think people should not take too much out of this. Thank you. Bye.